I'm just going to get the pot. So this is the candy mixture. This is basically granulated sugar, glucose and water heated up to 150 degrees. Because that temperature is so high, all of the water has evaporated and we just get left with the sugar and glucose, which is obviously melted now. Here I've got some citric acid. This is to enhance the flavour of the rhubarb and custard in this case. Rhubarb and custard, what colours do we need? We need some red. Where's my red? Red, 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 red. There it is, in the wrong place. We've got a bit of red. Just there, you can't see it. And some custard. So rhubarb and custard. Bit of red, bit of yellow. Sorted. Give them a rub in. Or a mix in, even. So there's the red here, which you can't quite see, but you should be able to hear it. There we go, that's mixed in. And the custard, the yellow bit. Rhubarb and custard, if you're not in the UK, you've probably never heard of. It's a very traditional flavour over here. Rhubarb and custard is delicious. Been around forever, probably hundreds of years. If you're in America, you won't have heard of it. But if you're in America, you would have heard of what I'm making, because this is ribbon candy. It's kind of like an old-fashioned American candy. It's been around for hundreds of years. So this is like UK meets America, you could say. So we just fold in that citric acid. So this is the mass. This will be white eventually. Hello guys. So this is only my second ever live stream on YouTube. I actually spend most of my time over on TikTok. I'm trying to expand a bit if I can. Try out other platforms. I've never gone live on YouTube or never gone live on Instagram or Facebook. It's only ever been TikTok. There we go, we've got the red there. So we're just going to give it a mix because a little bit of that has gone hard. So we need to give it a mix to remelt the bit that's gone hard. Because we don't want it to go hard. Like this bit here, that's hard at the moment. But if you put it back into the main area where it's still warm, it will soften up. We don't want it hard just yet. Not really. Rhubarb and custard ribbon candy. Delicious. It's probably my #1 favourite, to be honest. I don't know if I do really enjoy it. I don't know if that's because of nostalgia, because it's what I used to enjoy when I was a kid. I used to be able to get a quarter of sweets from the corner shop, which you can't really get anymore. Not so available nowadays. But every corner shop you could get a quarter of sweets in the old days. But I'm old now, you know, I'm getting on. No, I guess I'm middle-aged. I feel like I'm getting on, especially as a candy maker. It really does affect your back. You get quite a lot of back problems. So yeah, that's the custard. We've got yellow and red, rhubarb and custard. So I'm going to move this over to the heated area, which is just over here. So if I do this, hopefully the camera will follow me. Maybe not. Maybe not. There we go. I'm just going to pop it here. That's it. Just there. So they will stay nice and warm. And with the big piece, I'm going to put that on a hook up here. So I'm going to put you up here to look at the hook, guys. And then we can give it a pull. Let me pop you over. There you go. Should be able to see that now. So this process is called pulling the candy. Technical word is satinization. But what I'm trying to do is turn it white, basically, by introducing millions of air bubbles, strands of air bubbles into the candy. Each time I flip it over the hook, it trebles the amount of bubbles that get trapped. So we end up with millions of trapped air bubble strands. Those reflect the light and make the candy look white in colour. It's still very hot at the moment. It's probably about 70 degrees, 80 degrees or so. That's why I need my cotton gloves underneath these. But even then, it's still a little hot to touch. But I don't like wearing thick gloves because I can't feel the candy so well. Some people wear big, thick welding gloves to pull candy, but I don't know. I don't like big, thick welding gloves, really. I like to touch it, get a good feel of it. So my name is Matt, by the way. This is my second live stream on YouTube. And I make sweets for a small business that I run called Candy Kingdom. Just like the profile says. Candy Kingdom. That's where you can see my link as well. So there we go. Oops. We've got like an off-white, but this is just right now to start shaping the ribbon. So I'm going to move you from me to look at the ribbon. You don't want to look at me. You want to look at what I'm doing down here, probably. So this is a hot table. This will keep the candy nice and hot and extend the time I get to work with it. Ribbon, so yeah, this is ribbon candy. It's been around for over 200 years. A long time. So we're going to make some stripes first. I'm going to put one stripe here, just like that, and another stripe. Just like that. So if you imagine a ribbon with stripes on it, that's what we're trying to make, almost like one big version to begin with, which we will pull down into smaller pieces. And this is the custard, so I'm going to put this on the outer edge. So this is the custard colour. It's all the same flavour, rhubarb and custard. So the colours are the same. The yellow and the red, they're both the same flavour. Some people kind of maybe think or expect the red to be the rhubarb and the yellow to be the custard, but it doesn't really work like that. It is all the same flavour. I'm going to put an extra little stripe just down the middle, like that. Probably should have put a gap, but never mind, it's there now. Rhubarb and custard, delicious. So I've got a bit of heat here as well. You might not be able to see it. There you go. And you see this heated area. That's what keeps the candy hot and extends the time I get to work with the ribbon candy. So to begin with, I'm going to try and pull off a piece. Yeah, so you kind of like need to grab the end and try and grab the colours as well as you're pulling it down into a strip, like a long strip. Hopefully I'll end up with, called a ribbon. Right, I'm not going to waste this bit here. I'm going to stick it onto the main body, the main bulk, if you like, of the candy. I'm going to keep pulling it until those ribbons look good, and then we're going to start snipping them up and folding them. The first few never look perfect, but they will improve as they go on. That was the first one. As I say, they will improve as they go. So yeah, this is, just to remind you again, this is called ribbon candy. I'm based in the UK, but ribbon candy is made in America traditionally, more so in the olden days, not so much anymore. It's a bit of a dying candy, I think. It's not made as much, I don't believe, as it used to be. There's much less small candy making businesses now. But ribbon candy has been around for about over 200 years. I believe it started in the early 1800s in America. They did eventually invent a machine to create these shapes because it was probably just so time consuming. But as you can see, I still make it the original way because I don't have a machine. I'd love to have a machine because it would make it so much easier, I think. There is still machines out there which are over 100 years old that are being used across America. which still work today. Like in the olden days, they made equipment to last forever. You might see me flipping this over every now and again to make sure that this mass stays nice and soft so I can work with it. I don't want this, because this side isn't heated, only this side. So I'll turn it over just to make sure it's evenly heated throughout, so otherwise it might crack. Hello guys, I am Matt. This is Candy Kingdom, based in the UK, making American candy. So those stripes now are all being pulled down, and it's really improving the final product now. Visually. So this candy will set hard. It's soft at the moment, so I can shape it. But if anybody would like to purchase the candy, you will actually receive it hard. So it will be hard like rock or like candy canes, that kind of texture, if you're wondering. These are available to purchase from the website linked in the bio. I'm a very small business, so yeah, it does really help my small business. I do work on my own. I don't only make this one type of candy, I make all sorts too. I make boiled sweets, which is hard candy. I make lollipops, honeycomb. I make image candy or rock, and peanut brittle, cashew brittle. I think that's it. Not too much. I will soon be making, I'm waiting for a machine to arrive so I can make pillow candy. which is similar to rock, but the final product is, it looks like a ribbon. Looks like a pillow, sorry. It's kind of like this, kind of in appearance. It doesn't end like this. Ends up looking like a little pillow. Oopsie. So it does sometimes crack as it goes along, as it sets. Like that piece there just cracked off because it's set a little bit too soon. But it doesn't go to waste. I just kind of press it into the main bulk of the ribbon, and that will absorb and get pulled down eventually. There we go, look at that beautiful stripe. Almost like a Spanish flag, isn't it? It look like the stripe in the middle, maybe. So we're getting a little bit too hard now. It's getting a little bit too difficult to shape. I can feel that it's more brittle. I just need to put this a little bit closer to the heater. It's this bit here that's away from the heater. It's off. It just means that I'm talking too much and I'm not working fast enough. So I do have a line here. I'll show you the line. There we go. That's the beautiful ribbon candy. What do you think? So you can see what I use. I use a couple of bars to try and keep the shape of the ribbon so it doesn't droop on the edges. That's what those two metal long bars are for. And once I've made a piece of ribbon, I can then pop it at one end of the bar and kind of like shove it down. I'll bring you back over here now. There you go. You might have just heard me slide it down between those bars. You might notice that the stripe down the middle is kind of getting thinner. I mean, that doesn't always happen. It's just happening this time. So because this is a handmade product, it never always looks the same. It will taste the same. Just as it pulls, as it goes along, that stripe will get thicker again. As I get to this part here, which you can see, as I get to this bit, these stripes will thicken up. But the flavour is throughout the candy anyway. Delicious rhubarb and custard flavour. If you're watching this on a replay, let me know if you've ever heard of ribbon candy before. You probably haven't. You might have. The chances are you haven't. Unless you've searched specifically for somebody making this, then you might know. So I learned to make this from watching YouTube videos. So there might be somebody else out there that wants to learn to make it, like I did. So I think I probably started to learn about 18 months ago, maybe. When I started, it didn't look as good as it does now, to be honest. And I'm sure mine doesn't look as good as some of the candy makers in the US that have been making it for decades. But I think my ribbon candy looks decent, to be honest with you, considering I'm completely self-taught through watching YouTube videos of small businesses in the US, like Logan's Candy, Hercules Candy, and the Colorado Candy Company. They're the three, I think they're the three main social media channels that make ribbon candy. They are only small businesses, and as you know, America is a massive country, so I don't think ribbon candy is as popular as it once was over there. I don't think. It might be the price, because it is much more expensive now, just because it's so time consuming. It's not made in big factories, it's made by small businesses, and if they sold it for cheap, then they wouldn't be able to pay their staff decent wages. But I myself have no staff. I am a very small business, just trying to make it. I've been making candy for the last maybe 4 or 5 years, probably 4 years. And I used to be a registered nurse. Still am a registered nurse, but I just don't work as a nurse currently, because I thought I'd try this out, a little business idea that I'm still doing now, 4 years later, completely given up nursing. I used to look after patients or people and individuals with kidney failure. So I used to put them on machines, putting big needles into them to clean their blood because their kidneys aren't working. I did that for about 15 years. So I'm very new to candy making. Still learning, very much so. We're almost done now here, guys. Not long to go. We are 32 minutes in. So this is my second YouTube live. I'm getting a bit quicker. The first one was almost an hour. I think it's just because it was my first. I will get better at it. I even forgot to turn on my mic for the first few minutes. Bit silly. That's pretty important. I hope you can hear me. It's a bit too late now if you can't. There we go. Often when I get to the end, if I haven't got enough to make a ribbon, I'll make a tongue and just give it away. Maybe to one of my kids, or I might even eat it myself. So let's see if we've got enough for a tongue. Oh, a broken tongue now. We got a broken tongue. We can't really make a tongue because it's broken, but kind of got a tongue there. Big tongue. There we go. That's the finished product. 3 kilograms of rhubarb and custard ribbon candy. So this will just sit here now for the next 30 minutes or so in front of a fan. once it's set properly, it'll be bagged up, ready for purchase. So get your orders in, guys, and I'll see you maybe tomorrow. Bye.